Hi, I want to give you a quick overview of how to use our new layer effects. So before you can actually start trying our beta version, you should make sure that all your lights are on the latest firmware. The firmware is included in the beta version. To make sure your lights are updated, you go into the side menu, you open App Settings and Lights Background Update. In here you can see the version which is currently on the tubes, and here it's already updated, so it's fine. If that's not the case, this happens automatically. You just need to wait until it's done and then reboot your lights. So we start with a static effect. We go into the editor, and here's the layers effects. I already chosen it. And what you can see now is just a red bar, and the lights actually do the same. What I can do easily now is I can slide here and adjust the length of the bar, and I can also move that bar around. Make it bigger again so we can see it better. If I tap it, it opens up, and you get a lot of things you can do with that bar. First, you go into the geometry section, and again I can set the starting point, I can set the size. Now let's say I like this one, I can also give it a movement, press the play button, and it starts to move. By changing the speed, it gets slower as expected. And now if you want to do a progress effect by this, you might not like the way it works currently, because it exits and immediately goes back to the left side, right, left, like in a circle. And what you usually need is that it runs a little bit into the darkness on the right side. So the last fader here is called post delay, and you may just increase this one, and now it runs into darkness and comes back. This is completely adjustable. Also, you can influence the shape of the bar, so we can have hard edges or soft edges. We can even adjust the length of the edge and the curve, or soft edges on both sides. We could also repeat our dot. Now it's just one. I can say two. I got two dots and they move simultaneously. Alright, so now we make it bigger again so it's easier to see, and we go to the effects section. I press the FX button on top, and here you can choose what should be displayed on that red bar. But first, maybe the red is not the perfect color, so we can touch the red here and make it a white one. Nice. Again, I can go back, go to geometry, or just here touch it and move it around. And we might change the repeat to 1. That makes more sense now. Okay. This is actually a chaser, not just a static color. I could add another color, let's say blue. And now I get a chasing between white and blue here. Again, you can adjust the fade and the speed, make it softer and slower maybe. I think it's pretty obvious. We can do a palette of up to 8 colors. Each of these effects can have 8 colors here. Now we leave it for 2 and have a look at the other effects. Well, this is a pretty simple one. Let's go to the police lights. Here it's important to take care of the colors, because probably white and blue is not what you want. We can set up blue. And there's a ton of things to adjust now. First is the speed. And we have, as you can see here, really a lot of different sequences. We hope that the one you're looking for is in there. If not, drop us a note and we'll try to edit. So a very typical one is the EU, because I'm in Germany. I'm showing you the German one. We go back to all blue. And here what we have is like an out of phase thing. So they're longer. It's not in phase, and not half inside outside. It's a little bit out of phase. You can adjust the phase here. So the next effect is the fluorescent lights. We definitely want to choose a different color. Turn it to white. And we can set things like the startup time and the flicker. Once we save this and open it again, we see the fluorescence starting up now. Next effect is Paparazzi. Should be well known what it does. We can adjust the speed here. The special thing here is because we have pixels, we can have more than one paparazzi. We can actually set this here from 1 to 8 and have many paparazzis on different spots, so the light comes from different directions. Then we have a welding effect that mimics a burning arc. It's not much more than the speed you can set here and the colors. We have the already well-known fire effect. It's exactly the same as you already know, just you can again adjust the size and the position and move it around. We have random colors. This is a random color chasing, and here you can choose between a built-in color palette or you can choose your own one. In this case we just have two colors defined, so it's a random chasing between white and blue. Then there's the fireworks effect. Here again we have the option to have more than one firework. We can set the speed and the afterburn duration of the fireworks. Then there's a TV effect that should actually mimic the light coming from a TV. You have speed, color change speed, and a set of colors, and the colors go one by one in a random pattern. And while the color is displayed, you have this fire effect, so it's a little bit moving. Then here's a gradient effect. Let's stop it first. Actually very simple. We just have two colors here, and we see the gradient from white to blue now, and we can have this moving. And again, you can size it and move it. And a stripe effect, up to 8 colors you can define, and they just defined one by one. So it's called layers effect because you cannot only define one of those. Let's go back to a static color. We remove the blue. Okay, and now I have a full white tube. Well, that's kind of boring, so I make this smaller and keep it in the left side. Now let me add a second layer. That's now red. So I go edit this one, and I make this also smaller and move it to the right side. I can go like this with up to 8 layers. Each of them can be a static color, as I just showed you, or you can define any kind of effect within that particular part of the layer. Right, that's the layer effects.